everybody. So the camera angle is telling the story. I am so sorry I didn't make it at the appointed time. Oh, you like the thumbnail. Hi, Jason, Jeannie. I'm so glad that you guys were here, and I just feel terrible. It's like, oh, I scheduled a party and I didn't show up. I had a really bad muscle spasm in my psoas. So at first, I just thought it was in my back, and it was from the weight training. I have this wonderful weight trainer. Sorry, I just curled my hair, so I'm going to be obsessing. Um, I have this really great weight trainer who's gone really easy on me ever since we started in November, and I was like, you know what? The no pain, no gain is bullshit. Hi, Angelica. Glad you're here. So, I was doing so well after a couple of months. One of my shirts was getting tight even that he's like, I think we need to up your game. And so he upped it a little bit too much. And not only was my back kind of sore, but my entire psoas all the way down into my groin. And luckily, I just wanted to get together with my cosmic friend Pat and discuss the book of Revelations. And she happens to be a healer. And anyway, she helped me. And then I took a whole bunch of aspirin and then I laid down and watched Person of Interest. And I'm like, I think I'm okay. I make this video. I've got to come back and show up. So I have something really fun to discuss with you in the downtime in between your questions. So sorry, a little more obsessing. It's looking in a reverse mirror. Girls know what this is like. Guys are like, what the hell? Like, we don't care. Anyway, no, a lot of girls are like, we don't care either. So what I'm going to discuss in the downtime, and please come up with your questions. Any questions regarding the cards is fair game. No question is too elementary. As I'm designing this whole certification course, I'm like, okay, we just got it. It's a fine tooth comb. Let's go through your knowledge base and make sure that we cover everything. So, and this is a great place for me to practice, holding classes in my certification course. So I'm in the design phase where I'm just trying to come up with an outline for a certification. And then I'm going to put that up on my my website, and I don't know what I'm going to charge, and I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's a lot because I'm condensing 30 years worth of life experience and probably several lifetimes of card knowledge. Anyway, so let's discuss this relationship calculator is what I put on there. Okay, so this guy, Stephen Meyer, my friend Dr. Sue introduced me to him. Look at how furry his eyebrows are. And I've been reading it, and he's a little dry, but I can tell that he's probably a club. He's got a very mathematical mind, and he just introduced me to this thing that he calls the point of view. So what it is, okay, this is an example of, let's take Woody Allen and Mia Farrow. So these are their main cards. Woody is the 4 of diamonds, Mia is the 3 of spades. When you add the solar values of that, you come up with the 7 of clubs, which is card number 20. So that adds up to whatever minus 52 is 20. Then here's the really fun part. You add the 4 of diamonds value to the 7 of clubs, and you'll get Woody's relationship to the relationship. And for him, it was the Jack of Spades. The Deceiver card, among other things. Okay, and Mia's relationship to the relationship is the 10 of hearts. She got a bunch more kids out of it. But what I realized when I started computing all the relationships in my life, what I got, okay, and if you're here, comment, give me a heart. It looks like people are watching, but I don't know if I have to hit some button to make sure that your comments show up. Anyway, so what's really fun, oh, thank you, is what instead of just the point of view, instead of just the way you're looking at the relationship, what I figured out, it's like, yes, it's your subjective experience of the relationship, but we have a lot of experiences. I think it's the purpose. I think it's the growth opportunity. I think it's the payoff. So The relationship composite for my husband and I, 7 of diamonds plus 3 of clubs, comes to the 10 of spades. So I've realized that the composite card is really your opportunity to create something, to you look at the whole hand, you look at everything about the card. This is this relationship. So the 10 of spades is a card of success. We don't know that much about it. I mean, I don't. It seems to be one of those kind of elusive cards. Tens are that way. They're a lot of something. And 10 of spades is a lot of everything. But I call it the card of tireless devotion. So we think of that in terms of success, how I show up in the world. And don't forget, post your questions. I'm just talking about relationship stuff so that I have something to talk about in the downtime and maybe stimulate a few questions on your part. But any question is okay, no matter how basic. Um, so the 10 of spades for us is our opportunity to define success because it's called the success card. The way I've seen it show up for people is that it's like all of the horsepower is there. Do you have the capacity to use it? And if you don't, it kind of results in despair. I've seen a lot of despair show up with the 10 of spades. And we have our share of, like, depression is one of the demons we deal with in our relationship, and we've found a space to really hold each other in a nice, neutral, compassionate energy. I'm still not seeing any questions. Maybe this, okay, you know what? This isn't scrolling for me, and I am so sorry. Top chat. Oh. Is this? No, shoot. I'm sorry. I just have to see if I can see all of your participants. No, I don't see that. I'm gonna, hey, post questions here. Oh, look at a question. Joanne Dale, how do you calculate composite cards? Very good question. Very basic. You get the solar value, and it's as easy. It's just like A is 1, B is 2. And get ready to take a screenshot. So this guy, you can make this chart yourself. I made one of these charts myself. In fact, I wrote in the solar values on one of my big card spread things. But take a screenshot of this. I'll try to hold it straight. And then you can just have a quick reference. So it goes hearts, clubs, diamonds, spades, ace, up to king. So king of spades is 52. Ace of hearts is 1. So like if a king of spades hooks up with an ace of hearts, it adds up to 53. So it goes over 52. So what you do is you subtract 52 to get it in that range, and you end up with 1. Turns out the king of spades will reflect you to yourself. The relationship composite will be your card. So the king of spades is kind of like a 9. It's kind of like a joker, which is interesting because the king of spades is pictured on the joker card. So there's something to this, the all and the nothing. When you have all the colors, you have black or white. Isn't that interesting? So anyway, cards that add up to this king of spades are particularly challenging, and I had one of those. It's a kind of get your shit together kind of vibration. It's like the ultimate divine Saturn in your life, who's going to be like, I'm going to call you on your stuff, and you can't get around it. So get your solar value, add it to another card, and then you, whatever that composite card is, that will describe the path of the relationship. In fact, what's really fun about that, okay, so I'm going to get my charts out because they're a lot more fun to look at. So when you get that card, you look at the entire hand, and we look at all the spreads, the pure spread, the life spread, and the 43rd spread, which I call the ascension spread. So I'm going to use my husband and I as an example here. So our composite card is the 10 of spades. So if you, oh good, another question. Jeannie, hi. Ooh, I definitely like to look at your 5 of diamonds and your mama. We just had a 16th anniversary, but we are having a hard time communicating. your mama 10 of clubs and you had an anniversary. Did you had an anniversary with your mom or okay, let's just look at that. We'll use you for an example. So you add the 5 of diamonds, which I happen to know is 31, because your age also corresponds to a card. Up to 52, it's very clear what the card of influence is. It's whatever it is. Kathy Holmes, his mama is his girlfriend, I think. Okay, you're yeah, clarify. I'm not sure. Well, Jeannie might be dating a girl who's the 10 of clubs. So that could be. Okay, so the 5 of diamonds is 31, so you add that to hi, newbie, Coach Allie. Oh, a 3 of clubs. Are you October 19th or December 15th or what? I know that I have a thing for diamond women, but are they the best for me? They'll challenge the shit out of you, and they will help you transform into who you're supposed to be. And I'll explain why. Yeah, we don't have anniversaries with my, my man. I'd call my birthday my anniversary with my mother. That was really fun. And the delay makes it so ridiculous because we're all, Um, oh, what was I looking at? So 31 plus the 10 of clubs, which is so it's a little quick calculator in your mind is memorize the 13 markers of the kings. So the king of hearts is 13. 26 is the king of clubs, 39 is the king of diamonds, and 52 is the king of spades. So that at least gives you kind of a marker if you don't have your chart handy and you're out talking to somebody. Okay, 10 of clubs is 23. 23 plus 31 is 54 is the 2 of hearts. That's my relationship with my daughter. That is so cool. Yep, because click, click, yep, 8 of clubs, 7 of diamonds. You see the relationship there? Okay, 5 of diamonds, 10 of clubs. So the 2 of hearts relationship. No, your dude. Okay, clear. Got it. So I will use my relationship with my daughter to refer to as I think about you and your man. Okay, so the 2 of hearts relationship is like, yes, it's beautiful because it's love affair and there can be this incredible cohesion and intimacy. Okay, but we know that the 2 of hearts and the ace of clubs have their thing, right? They're interchangeable. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you. Okay, so look at the position of the 2 of hearts right here and the position of the ace of clubs. Now look down here, look at the position of the ace of clubs and the 2 of hearts here. They change places, and the 7 of diamonds, 9 of hearts does the same thing. It's called a semi-fixed pair or cosmic soul twin or two sides of a different coin. Well, for the sake of simplicity at this point, but yes, yes, it's always yes. It's always yes and with the cards in most cases. I'm born on the cusp. Does that mean I am? Yes, it means there's probably an influence there. Think about it. Robert Camp says no. He's a hard line with that. And I tend to stick with that just for the simplicity of readings. But yes, adding up your planetary ruler with their planetary ruler. I mean, you can probably say, how does his work life relate to my emotional being? And you could add up his Mars with your moon card. And I mean, there's just all kinds of multiples of, you know, it could probably go on forever. So anyway, the 2 of hearts has the flip side of the ace of clubs. So the relationship will cause you to be able to look at yourselves, learn about yourselves. Ace of clubs is a card of self-knowledge. So like my relationship with my daughter has been an incredible source of comfort and intimacy and clarity. And we are capable of giving each other a kind of, she's 31, a kind of counseling that is profound and helpful. She's the 8 of clubs, I'm the 7 of diamonds. It's the circle of 7 is really powerful. So it's interesting, we also have a circle of 7 relationship composite. All 7 of diamonds and 8 of clubs will have this, and that's one reason it's such a fucking intense relationship. We should also look at the Jack of Hearts and the 8 of clubs because that's a fucking intense relationship too. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. I can't stand it. Ah! Okay, so the Jack of clubs is 11 plus 21. That's the 8 of clubs is 30. No way. Wait, 30, 31? No, 32. It's 32, which means it's the 6 of diamonds. Okay, I'd have to look into why that's a big deal, but it does mean karma of some kind. The 2 of Hearts relationship will be hot and cold. We have also had incredible sandpaper, and it's in a good way. I mean, it causes us to look at our shit. Okay, there's tension here. Is that mine? Is that hers? Because it's so intimate, it can be really enmeshed. It can be hard to figure out what belongs to whom, but it's going to be an incredibly powerful working relationship. So if communication is hard, I would ask each of you to ask yourselves, is there something about myself I'm not willing to accept right now, or that I just kind of don't want to take a look at? You're following a pattern. Your past long-term relationships have all been with Jack of clubs. Yeah, me too. And those were horrible long-term, right? They weren't cut out to be long-terms, or it was like all kinds of pain long-term. Okay, so the reason, and I'm going back to the guy who asked about diamonds and okay, Coach Allie, newbie here, 3 of clubs. I know that I have a thing for diamond women, but are they the best for me? They're transformational for you because the Queen of Diamonds, you look at the archetype cards, look at your Jack, Queen, and King of your suit to understand your archetypes as a nurturer, the mother, as inner child or adolescent, creative energy, that's the Jack, or as a someone who is in a leadership position or a man as a king. As fate would have it, hey, Queen of Clubs. Lisa, absolute pleasure. Yeah. Every time I see your name, I'm like, woo, she's here. Okay, so all club men, and I am so sorry to have to break this to you, with the exception of very few, will resonate more with the Jack than with the King. And that is because hearts represent children, clubs represent adolescents. Okay, they're witty, they're mental, they're learning, they have a sense of humor, they can detach. It's always good to have a club around to help you lighten things up. Okay, so it's like each personality thing that's attached to an age range it's not just immaturity, but in the case of club males, across the board, I've got to say there's this adolescent hump they have to get over. Who's going to help them do that? Diamond women, because Pluto, Jack of clubs is Pluto to the Queen of diamonds. So the diamond females manifest the club males in order to do their own growing up, to stop fixing, look at their control issues. It's a huge reflection. It's about, hey, can you get a little more non-attached? A little less, a little more dispassionate about your convictions? Because diamond women are like, oh, they can sermonize, man. They're all about values, the adult phase of life. So they can adult their men. And their men are like, I don't need to be adulted all the time. And it's like, really? Because I had the impression you were a child right now. And they're like, yeah, you're right. I'm being a child. And I'm going to take responsibility for that. I'm going to go through the quagmire of self-doubt and arrive at the king. So that's the journey of the Jack of clubs. That was a very rich, full statement that took me years to figure out. The Jack of clubs, look at their hand. 9 of diamonds. I'm worthless. 7 of spades. Life is difficult. I have all these difficult things, but I'm also judgmental, passive aggressive, angry, and self-righteous. Yeah. Have I dated many Jack of clubs? Yeah. Jacks, like not just clubs. Okay, I know I'm going hard on you, and please forgive me. It'll lighten up in a second. 2 of clubs is I'm afraid and I'm a shitty communicator and I talk shit to myself. But if I work through all that shit, if I find generosity and unconditional value, if I find my convictions, my integrity, and my value system, if I become a good communicator and I start talking nice to myself, I'll arrive at the king. And the Jack who arrives at the king is truly metabolized. He's not just a control fiend, he's been through his paces. It's a very, what's a good word? It's a loamy relationship. It's filled with fertilizer, lots of worms. Okay, lots of comments. I have to catch up. Okay, Rambe, anything you can tell me about a Six of Hearts relationship? I'm a Six of Diamonds man and she is a King of Clubs woman. Okay, Angelica has one. Kathy Holmes, Five of Clubs with Six of Clubs is 37. So yes, Jack of Diamonds. Yes, playful, lighthearted, non-attached. Okay, good. So I'm backing up to Ram. Rambe. Anything you can tell me about six? Okay, yeah, the Six of Hearts relationship is karma, man. It's like you have got something to work through. You have got something to settle. Let's do, for the sake of education here, can you tell me the cards that you'd already did? Okay, Six of Hearts relationship. Okay, and you are the Six of Diamonds, which is 32. Six of Hearts is 6. And she is the King of Clubs, which is 26. Okay, so Six of Hearts, yeah, there's karma. There is a sense of we need to make this structured and consistent. There can be too much of an emphasis on the word should, duty, responsibility, trying really hard to be grown-ups all the time. There can be a sense that you're linked together in ways that you can't quite figure out. Certain things might, there may be other dynamics, but it feels like a supposed to, this is supposed to be kind of thing. Let's look at this dynamic. So you add the Six of Diamonds to the Six of Hearts to see what your relationship to your experience of the relationship is. The Queen of Diamonds, I think, 38. Yeah, your relationship to it is the Queen of Diamonds. So she's tricky. She's the truth teller. She will say it like it is when it's difficult. She is your Neptune card in your hand. So there's an idealization around the Queen of Diamonds. What I mean is, this is the ideal for me. I want to achieve this ideal, not in the negative, but we might idealize it, but like a successful business that is service oriented or nurturing, or someone who has the capacity to speak the truth and they don't compromise on it. That's the role of the Queen of Diamonds. And so you may be speaking that truth into the relationship. Does she want to hear it? You're a Pisces and she's a Taurus. Oh, so the Queen of Diamonds is your planetary ruler. So the relationship might look a little bit more like you than it does look like her, and that might piss her off. But as a King of Clubs, I think she might need that lesson. King of Clubs will either be, I can't trust my own perspective, and I always have to be talking to a psychic or an expert, or the majority of them are over here. Isn't it obvious what the truth is? Like, is everybody stupid but me? Like, there's kind of an arrogance that goes with the King of Clubs. So you've got your plate full. Okay, what's her relationship to the relationship? You add 26 to 6, and you get 32, which is the Six of Diamonds. This is insane. Her relationship, okay, this is all reversed, sorry. Her relationship to the relationship is the Six of Diamonds, which is your card. So you've got her coming and going. This relationship feels like you. You are the example. Oh, this must drive her crazy. You are the example of everything she's supposed to learn from this relationship. You will be both a positive and a negative role model in terms of what she's supposed to glean from the Six of Diamonds. I would say number one, responsibility, duty, life purpose. Sixes are about I have a job, I have work to do. What is that work? And I think that's her clarifying question. What is the work? What is my work? Your clarifying question is what is the truth I have to tell here? Yikes, so Rama, does that resonate, Ram? Ram? I don't know if I'm saying it right. Okay, moving on. Can you describe the relationship between the Seven of Diamonds and the Nine of Hearts? Yes. Angelica, I have a very important clarifying question. Is this a relationship of people who one is the Seven of Diamonds and one is the Nine of Hearts? Because, one is the other. They're the twin soul flame, the other side of the coin. Okay, thank you for that verification. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Are you going to show her this part of the video? Sorry, I didn't mean to go hard on you. A lot of my best friends are the King of Gloves because they trigger the shit out of me, so they have to be in my life. But they show up to get people to cinch down into their own subjective truth and to stick with it. So it's supposed to be like, a gracious, I honor you in your truth round table. My guides came and showed me the King of Clubs is the image of the round table where everyone is vertically aligned. You think of those tall chairs around the round table, and then they connect through the heart. Please go hard. Oh, she's one of those, huh? Plus, she'll have the Queen of Clubs too as a major influence as a female club. They're right a lot of the time, and they want the best for you, and sometimes their nurturing is a little controlling, but it's wise to take into account what they have to say. So that's me, like, sticking up for her and her shadow. Okay, so back to the Nine of Hearts. Okay, so the Nine of Hearts and the Seven of Diamonds, the values of those two cards is my relationship to myself. So what is 9 plus 33 is 41. King of Clubs women are never wrong. That is hilarious. 422. Yep. Yeah, I think that's the birthday of a former King of Clubs friend of mine. She finally triggered her way right out of my life. I'm like, okay. I honored myself with her, and I was like, got to advocate for myself here. And she couldn't handle it. And I was like, seriously? You were like my poster child for being the self advocate and self care. I'm doing self care by saying no to you, and you're not okay with that? It's like such a bummer. But it felt good to just like be. Oh, Angelica's your god sister. That's great. Your Uranus card. You met a lot of Seven of Diamonds recently in your Nine of Hearts. Okay, excellent. I need to stop not listening so I can stop suffering. Bingo. Yeah. No, that's my mother's birthday, Queen of Clubs. Oh, and the woman I'm dating is 519, King of Clubs. Gotcha. So, right. I married my mother, or I'm dating my mother. Yeah, those are some of the issues you're working with. So it's interesting that you're a diamond man and you still have that club dynamic. So it's a reversal of what I was talking about earlier, is that diamond females tend to really challenge club males, and vice versa. But got a reversal happening, and I just kind of like that. I don't know. That's kind of cool. And I think, when you see gender reversals, like I is the queen and the woman is the jack or the king, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, so 33 plus 9 is 42. Am I correct? The Three of Spades. Power vibration. They would surround you in the spiritual spread. That's a crazy thought. Yes! Well, let's see. In the spiritual spread, You have King of Diamonds below you, Queen of Clubs above you, King of Clubs is there. Yeah, you're surrounded by. Yeah, it's like you have this crown of clubs above you. That's fascinating. Ooh, that's really interesting. Okay. So the Three of Spades, Angelica, I love your question. Let's get into that. So the Three of Spades is it's a very unique card. It's a very special card. I have felt very challenged in my life by a handful of cards, and they tend to be in the intersection of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter and Saturn is the King of Clubs in the pure spread, which the Eight of Spades sits there, and the Three of Spades, which is also Six of Diamonds. So Jupiter, Saturn one way, Saturn, Jupiter the other way. You know what I mean? Okay, so when Saturn and Jupiter get together, one is this expansive, I believe in you. Jupiter, I've got your back. I'm all about you meeting your potential. Let's make this bigger. It's so positive as Father Christmas. And then Capricorn, Saturn, the hard work, the troubleshooter, the coach that's always finding out what you're doing wrong. It's compression. Do your work. Okay, people who have both of those cards are unstoppable. Like they can be their own troubleshooters and their own inspiration. And I do find that with myself. And I think that's why the Seven of Diamonds, Nine of Hearts can seem kind of bipolar to themselves and others, like high highs, low lows. The Venus, Venus, and the Saturn, Saturn. So Saturn is all about difficulty and challenge and looking for purpose, and life is serious and hard and it's about growth. And Venus is like, I just want to have fun and laugh and play and like experience all this relationship and beauty. So I think it's likely to be kind of a roller coaster relationship, although the Three of Spades also means that you could come together to achieve something really important. Like it would be a really good card for a business relationship because it's unstoppable. It's I call it the actuator card. Robert Camp calls it the artist card, but it's about bringing everything that is within you and bringing it out into form, which is art. You know, that's one of the ways that we define art. I don't like these glasses. Let's try these. These aren't any better. Oh, how about these? These are round, but they're dirty. Oh, there, that's so much better. My Harry Potter glasses. Okay. Um, Angelica, it's wild that the King of Clubs is your Pluto card and her sun is exactly conjunct my Pluto. That is really interesting. Yes. Her sun is exactly conjunct my Pluto. Yep. Isn't it interesting how the astrological spread and the cards, how they inform each other? So it's like, yeah, you're getting the language from two different sources that this is a transformational relationship. So let's talk about Pluto for a second, because I didn't really dial down into the difficult. Yeah, look who's helping you transform the King of Clubs. The really difficult thing about Pluto is that there's something in you that has to die. There's something that has to give up. And it's something that won't give up unless it's threatened with death, like a crisis, like a divorce, like bankruptcy, like suddenly I'm a single mom and I don't know how the hell I'm going to take care of me and my kids. And God, I went through the worst. I just went through the shit with Pluto, but it was kind of, for me, it really hit in my 30s, kind of through my 40s, kind of into my 50s. Like it's been kind of hard, but I'm on the other side of it and the transformation. So now, like we can laugh about it now, right? Planes, trains, and automobiles. We can laugh about it now. But what's so painful about it is literally something is trying to die. And I remember at the tail end of one of these, I just had a series of relationships, tons of relationships, and it was really hard. And finally, the last one, before they kind of slowed down, and then it was one, and then the one I'm with now. I literally felt that I was being crucified. It was only a 2 or 3 month relationship, and I just sat there and cried and cried and cried and had to figure out that he had nothing to give and that it was just over. But I had come to the end of something, and unfortunately, I had a lot of juice to give it, so it took years. And the juice that we have to give our old programs, our delusional programs, that I can save this relationship, I can make him love me, I can create this, I can control it somehow so that I get my needs met. And that's what had to just be totally broken. And I remember just sitting there crying. I called my King of Clubs friend at that time, and the one that I'm not friends with anymore. And I was like, I literally feel like I'm being crucified. And she just had the ability to be like, oh, oh, just make nice little sounds that just made me feel really held. I mean, it was deep. But I was being crucified. Something in me finally died. So that when I got into the next dysfunctional relationship, I had the wherewithal to see that I was an individual in the context of that relationship. I wasn't merged, and that I had my own set of lessons to work on. This was the King of Spades relationship. Yeah, that was the Five of Diamonds, 31. I did figure this out the other day because I love the Five of Diamonds. He was the Five of Diamonds. So 31 plus 33, 31 plus 33 is 64, which is 12, which is the Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts, yeah. Illusion, addiction, bliss, sweetness, mother. Yeah. Queen of Hearts is complicated, man. Um, so I'm kind of at a little, this is the silent moment. We sit around the table in silence for a minute. Wait for it. Someone's going to make a comment. Wait for it. That's right. That's you. Type it in. Type it in. Type it in. um, so I have a question for you guys. If you took any course from me or whatever, oh my God, Liara, Four of Diamonds, buddy, how the hell are you? It's been a really long time. King of Clubs relationship, nothing is ever bad. What kind of class would you like me to make for you? What do you want to learn from me? Because I'm creating this outline and I'm coming up with a lot of things, but I don't know what it's like to not be me, you know? You've been keeping on the down low. I have too. Oh my God. So Journey to Truth had on their Patreon, they had a presentation on the 17 operation. And oh my God, it was 4 hours. It was so worth it. You can pay $5 and then cancel if you want to, but those guys are amazing. And I just went through this huge reintegration process with all that. I think that's why my SOAS went out. I just want to talk to you and be your friend. Oh, that's so cute. Just want to audit a class, maybe. It will be really fun to hang out on Zoom and like talk with people. Oh my God. So the King of Clubs relationship it's not bad. Isn't she the coolest? Oh my God. Oh, I wish you guys could know Liara. I wish you guys could all like know each other. Isn't this just so weird? Like we probably do connect with each other on the astral and be like, God, you look totally different. Like you're green on the astral. So Liara did this picture. She does this computer art and she wanted to make a picture of how she saw me up on the ships because she's that kind of person. She sees me up on the ships. I have very little conscious memory of the ships. And it kept turning it indigo. So I guess I'm indigo up there. And the other day I was like, I align with my true self, and my field, just my visual field with my eyes closed, filled up with indigo. And I was like, oh, I'm seeing through that level. Clubhouse, is that where you know me? I'm the Seven of Diamonds. Oh, Liara is the Ram. Who are you asking? Yes, I'm the Seven of Diamonds. August 6th. Liara is the Four of Diamonds. Oh, well, thanks. So are you. King of Clubs relationship means that you're really going to be challenged to own your truth. It's going to be a relationship really around consciousness. I haven't had enough experience to see like what is a heart, a club, a spade relationship like? What does that entail? Because every relationship is like it's got its own world, you know? That's right, we live right next door. And 6 of diamonds for the 7 of diamonds is this card that I've calculated. It's enough distance away that it's one card past the 4 that have been added on. So it's like after Pluto, it's Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn. And there are other names for it. And then there's one more, and I call it the PI, the private investigator. No, the personal ideal. Brenda, I'm good. Nice to see you here. Clubs get attracted to or attached to clubs people. I've noticed that about diamonds, but I have not looked at. Oh, she retracted it. You meant something else. No! I have noticed that diamonds tend to cluster. Diamonds to clubs. Yes. It's a very magnet. It's like a Velcro relationship. They need each other. They really need each other for the gifts that they have. And diamonds tend to cluster, and there's kind of a Leo feeling because I think diamonds are fire. And you'll hear some other opinions on the elements of the cards, but I firmly believe diamonds are fire because we get fired up and passionate about what's important. We're always like, what should happen? What's the most important thing? What are your values? You need a sermon. Oh, that's awesome, Liara. Yes, talk about fire. Yo, fire, fire. Yeah, I think diamonds are fire. Therefore, they kind of represent Leos, Sagittarians, and Aries. They just do. This is something I wanted to talk about too. This is something I'm going to put in my classes is that if you observe something about a card and you go, that has a whatever feeling about it, just, put it in your notes and just continue to think about it. Because I think oh, diamonds are they're like Leo. Maybe it's all fire, but it's just something I was thinking about. Robert Camp is like, the Nine of Clubs is like, they're very Sagittarian. I think that was just something he observed. You don't have to like put it in a card Bible. You can just be like, yeah. And you know what? I don't know. I came up with another one of those and I forget what it is. Your first 2 long-term relationships were the Jack of Clubs, a Cancer. Ooh, was he all victim-y? And a Pisces one. And now you're with the Leo 10 of Clubs for the past 16 years. Yeah. So I know that there's something special about those dates. That's the eclipse. So the first eclipse was August of 2017 or 18. I'm not sure, but it started in the Portland area and made a diagonal thing to the southeast. Well, April 7th and 8th, yeah, it's going the other way and it's going to make this X through the nation. You're going to be there? Oh my God. Why Texas? Because I thought actually the intersecting mark was going to be more like in Indiana, but it sounds like it's going to be in Texas. Elon posted a meme of his ex over Texas. Oh, that's interesting because he's, X. X is like one of his favorite words. And if you have negative feelings about X, transform it and say, I love it because, like whatever. That's something, it's like I'm going to take it back. I see an X of chemtrails in the clouds and I'm like, I love the X. I love the cross. I love the intersection. And I just reclaim it because God made everything, right? Oh my God. So that's just where the eclipse is going to be like super, I get it. Like it's going to be complete. Okay. Brenda, Ace of Spades, April 7th, and King of Diamonds, April 8th. Oh, that's interesting. And then the Pisces Jack of Clubs was way too open. Oh, yeah, way too open. It's just, like, really, like, watery all o here's my shit just all over there. Riona's doing a thing there then. Oh, that's awesome. Northeast is where it's gonna be intersected? I don't know. Jeannie Fernandez, we were madness together, getting into all sorts of problems and trouble with the Pisces Jack of Clubs. Oh, I can imagine. Talk about drama, but it was fun, right? Oh, Niagara Falls. Is that where you're gonna be, Kathy? Man, I just know okay, let's tune into it for a second because people were like, "Hey, what's the significance of the card?" Now, I would be more curious about exactly what time it's gonna be at its apex or whatever the word is. In the over it was fun in the overdoing it kind of way. I totally get that. Yeah, I get that there was just a lot of water energy going on there. I'm crying. Um, yeah, I'm getting a hit that the exact time of the eclipse and looking at the astrological chart and maybe even like the progressed United chart because of all this Pisces Uranus stuff that we're going through as a country, the Pisces, um, 248-year cycle. King of Diamonds. I think it's going to ask us what's really important to us. And our long range card over the past couple of years, oh, I just felt my energy dip. I think I should probably be done. What was I just talking about? Oh, so the long range card, and you can figure it out for the Jack of Diamonds, has been diamonds. Like we're in a period of diamond long range cards. And that is asking us what are our values? What do we really, really want? I did a video not too long ago where I did figure out exactly what it was. Where's the book? I put it. That thing is so falling apart. Yeah, let's look at what card we've got in April. Ashtabula, Northeast Ohio County. Oh. Well, I think it's going to pass through there, isn't it? Or kind of, I mean, it's making an X from the southwest to the northeast. So Jack of Diamonds. I know enough about astrology to sound like one, but no, I am not an astrologer. But I can look at a chart and sort of, I don't know, I guess because I know a lot about planet, I know about some of the terminology. But anyway, so if you want to look up the hand of the United States this year, it corresponds to the 67th year. And then on our birthday, the 4th of July, we will be entering the 68th year. So April would be, is there a Saturn? I think it might be a Saturn period. Texting. April is Uranus. That's our Uranus period. So let's look at our Uranus cards. During that period, we have the Nine of Diamonds and the Six of Hearts. So there could be an ending in something regarding the financial system, and there's something karmic with the Six of Hearts, maybe a karmic relationship to another country. But the year ends in our Neptune with the King of Spades and the King of Diamonds, which will re-energize whatever we experience during the eclipse, because the April 8th is the King of Diamonds. And we have that in the last period from May something through the 4th of July. So our challenge is sanity this year. Isn't that so telling? The Four of Clubs in Pluto is what is true, right? And the result is the Two of Hearts, which is maybe coming into more loving relationship with each other. The Queen of Hearts is long range this year, so that's That's a lot of illusion, right? Okay, the next year, the long range card is the Eight of Diamonds. So maybe finally strength, financial strength is the result of our next year. Are you? Jeannie's an astrologer and palm reader. Oh my God. What do you see? What do you see? Screenshot. Just kidding. Okay, sent you a screenshot to both of to both of my messengers. Yes, and then you'll see which one I have access to. Facebook kind of made it impossible for me to get back into one of my accounts. And yes, I should get back on Clubhouse. I should get on Instagram. I do have a list of these things. Oh, Merging Spirit Girl Boss TV Goddess Sharon. I love that name. Oh, one loves it. Yes, this chat is really fun. I love it. So, Merging Spirit Girl Boss, what is your card? When's your birthday? Since I'm just about to go, my energy is flagging a little bit. My health has just been kind of weird for the last couple of years. I have had ironclad health like my whole life, and the last couple of years it's just been weird. And I think part of it's just because the energies are just really challenging. Okay, so here's what we did. Okay, and if you want to tell me a relationship, somebody in your life, tell me what their card is, and we'll do this little thingy that I've learned from this strange little book. Here's this strange little man with furry eyebrows, and he wrote this book, and he introduced me to this way to look at how each of you are relating to the relationship differently. I mean, there's just hundreds of ways to look at relationship cards in terms of relationships. Oh, that's cool. Yes, everybody tell what you do. That's a great idea. Thank you for initiating that, Jeannie. I'm also a contract painter. You're an herbalist and you help with health. It's all mind-boggling what we should be doing, right? Yeah. They are as a system buster. Halo, having problems with a Jack of Hearts at work. I'm a Five of Diamonds bartender. Jack of Hearts are tricky. Jeannie, yeah, your lifeline is a little on the light side, so practicing self-care rituals and things that help with vitality can be super beneficial at this time, and you can keep track of that line. It changes. Wow! I went like that for a second, and she could see. Yeah, it's true. I've coined the phrase this last couple years, you have to leave your comfort zone to do really good self-care. And I don't easily leave my comfort zone. I am such a wuss when it comes to that. I had a life coach say to me one time, "You're afraid of being uncomfortable, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I could never made it in the military. I had dreams at one time. I feel like I'm a lone soldier at the current time. Oh, you're not alone. But that is a universal feeling among all of us because we're the salt spread out, trying to raise the consciousness of this. We infiltrated this planet. At the current time, trying to find my way out of where I am looking into new opportunities to join forces with the Six of Diamonds, who is 121. Okay, so we're going to look at Six of Spades and Six of Diamonds to demonstrate. You're an herbalist who I specialize in herbs for wound healing and autoimmune inflammation issues. Who's the author? Kathy is Six of Clubs real estate broker. Oh, what a good card for a real estate broker. The contract card, the card that is like sees both sides, like they're really rational and they're kind. Okay, Halo, I wanted to get to your question, Jack of Hearts. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick channel. A way that you might be reflecting each other is a sense of restlessness. That Five of Spades as their Mercury card, and you're the Five of Diamonds. I would look at how five might be agitating in the relationship, but the tricky thing about a Jack of Hearts is that they seem really clear and firm and fixed about a lot of things, and the five really values being flexible and adaptable and getting along, and so maybe they're mirroring something back to you about Maybe you need to be more firm because you've got a Queen of Spades as your Mercury card, which is like, I'm not messing around. So I can see those kind of clashing a little bit, but what you would do is add 31 to 11, which is 42. That is that, yeah, that's the Three of Spades. That's my relationship with myself. No wonder you're having difficulty because it can be really easy or really challenging. Yeah. Okay. Check that one off my list. I just don't want to ignore any comments. Yeah, Six of Spades. That's 45 plus. Okay, 45, Six of Spades. And I'll show you my little picture. And Six of Diamonds is 32. And that adds up to 77 minus 52 is 25, is the Queen of Clubs relationship. Okay, so do you see that? That's the Queen of Clubs. So Six of Diamonds plus Six of Spades adds up to 77 minus 52, and you're the Queen of Clubs relationship. This will give you a lot of direction and clarity. This is a relationship that will enhance both of your consciousness, but in a nurturing and feminine way. And there might be a tendency to get on each other's nerves or be impatient or whatever, but there's a lot of information available for you together. Queen of Clubs is a it's, what's the word for this? It's like super high vibrational. It's like a fine tuned. It's like you get a signal and there's a lot of complexity within the signal. I know there are words for this, but that's what the Queen of Clubs is. They're like highly sensitive, picking up on a lot of information, very intuitive. They have to watch their nervous systems and do good self-care because they can get easily overwhelmed with everybody else's energy. Kathy, who's the author of what? I'm not sure who you or what your question was directed to. Merging Spirit is a psychic intuitive coach, teacher, healer. Me too. Stubborn, exactly. I got written up because of my queen. Oh, there you go. It's about the formation of who you are and feeling. I mean, it should be okay for two very strong people to just be who they are, right? Why should they clash? You be you, I'll be me. I don't know. Unless there's some self-doubt in there about being who we are, and when we don't have self-doubt, then we can afford to be gracious. I don't know, that's just kind of what's coming to me. I know it's more complex than that. Yeah, you guys can drop your IG so I can, yeah, drop your whatever that is so she can follow you. Yes. My Pomeranian is a queen of clubs. That is a perfect example of the Queen of Clubs. Imagine a little Pomeranian. Like they talk fast, they have a lot to say. Oh, my dog over there. He's definitely not the Queen of Clubs. Look at him. This is Max, the lab. Can you even see? He's that long black thing over there. He is Mr. Comfortable. He's a languid, and no, I don't know what he is, but gosh, I wish I do. He's just really mellow and solid, but very childlike too. The book with the relationships that I've been referring to. Okay, Stephen G. Meyer. I'm really channeling the Queen of Clubs. Yep. I am rather. Voila. If you want to know your relationship to yourself, add your two most important significators to each other. And the reason I'm not saying your birth card and your planetary ruler, which is how the majority of you will do it, but if you're a Leo, it's a little complicated. If you're a female Leo, I would say do your relationship with the Queen of your suit, or a guy, the king or jack of your suit. If you're a club, do the jack. If you're a diamond, do the king. um, or you can do your composite with, like if you fixed card and you're a Leo, do your ascendant. Every once in a while, I encounter a birthday that's the Jack of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts. It's like their decon card, their planetary ruler, their personality card, and their soul card. And it's like, what? A lot of Jack of Hearts. Or whatever. It'd be one of the fixed cards. Your Neptune card is the Queen of Clubs. You're a Jack of Spades? No, you're not. You're a Queen of Clubs. Are you Jack of Spades today? She's laughing. I know Neezy is December 6th, so she's just tweaking me. Okay. So merging spirit, this other thing I wanted to show you and to reiterate to everybody is this is the really fun work. Find out what is the payoff of your relationship if you stick with it and you get the goodies. Your composite with yourself would be the 6 of clubs, the 6 of diamonds with the king of diamonds. Oh, isn't that interesting? We're starting to develop the cohesion here of the cards that are showing up. A lot of 6s have shown up. So the 6 of clubs is like, oh, well, I really see myself this way, but then I really see myself this way too. And I'm like really a lot like this, but I'm really this. And balance, but I really should. I made an agreement. Yeah, the thing about the 6 of clubs is this huge polarity. Like they can be a lot of polar opposites. Like I'm the rule breaker, but I'm the rule follower. I'm the rebel, but I get really pissed when people don't follow the rules. Yeah, you're like the Merkaba. I am too, because of my late Virgo rising. It's almost Libra rising, so my chart is exactly upside down. Plus, I have things like my moon in, oh, I'm sorry, you guys don't need to hear this, blah, 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 ginger. But anyway, Mars in Cancer, Moon in Aries. That's what I meant to say. I have a lot of reversals. So, yeah. So the merging spirit, you would take 25 plus 45 to understand your relationship to the relationship. And because you're thinking of working with this person, you might want to pick someone else that you've already been in relationship to for a long time, and you just want to understand what was that about. Because this will tell you. Oh, Angelica, my cat is a Scorpio, 5 of diamonds. Oh my God, I love it when people know their animals' cards because it really fits them. I've done animal card readings and animal cards. It really fits. Your Mars is in Cancer too. Oh, that's so funny. I knew there was a reason I needed to talk about that. So yeah, I want to do one more of these like relationship things. So does anybody, especially somebody who has just joined and they don't know what I'm talking about, and by the way, Neezy is the one that told me, get this book. And I did. And I'm going to do a whole relationship workshop thing once I figure out all the materials she's given me. I just haven't gotten my head around it. 12, 12, 6 of clubs. That's my stepson's birthday. Kathy, do you want to? Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Ram. That's really cool. Oh, maybe I'll share an example. Well, like while I was learning about this, I was doing all these diagrams of people that I knew. And I don't know, maybe I shouldn't violate their privacy because they are all family members. Okay, I can talk about My husband and I. So our composite is the 10 of spades, but my relationship to the relationship is the 4 of diamonds. 10 of spades, he's the 3 of clubs. His relationship to it is the King of Hearts. So I'm sorry, when I do this, these always end up looking like boobs. I just like, they're always crappy looking boobs, but they always look like boobs because I'm just like, here's 7 of diamonds and 10 of spades. Here's my relationship to the relationship. So the milk that I'm getting out of the relationship is like, what's the point of it is the 4 of diamonds. I feel safe, I feel at home, and I realize that it's enough. And I had to work through this feeling that it wasn't enough because that's the danger of the 4 of diamonds is, am I enough? That's kind of the question that they ask. So ultimately, it's a foundation. And then his relationship, his payoff was that he had to grow the fuck up. And he admits it. He got the King of Hearts. And so his job was to grow up, to mature into the role of a man. The King of Hearts represents a man in relationship as a husband or father or best friend or whatever. So it's not going to describe your relationship to the relationship. It's going to tell you what you have to. That's what's the payoff that's available to you if you really get the goodies out of it. Cosmic sunflower, hello. So um they don't have to be mature, and it doesn't have to be a healthy relationship for you to get the goodies. For sure. Because like you can look at it like my friend just broke up with a guy. Their composite was really difficult, like 2 of clubs, which was her Saturn card because she's the 5 of diamonds. His composite to the relationship was the Queen of Spades, which meant he was supposed to get his shit together, own his shit. And like that's why it ended, is because he couldn't. So maybe that's why relationships fail, is because if each individual can get what they're supposed to get. So with my 4 of diamonds, I had to back off and accept what was there and be grateful for it. This is enough. And now feels safe to me. It feels like a foundation. Um, and for him, because he wasn't getting that King of Hearts grow the fuck up, and I was complaining about it, it did explode. And then we both agreed to see what was there and to get the goods. And we did. And we came back together, and it's so rich and amazing. And in this May, it'll be 13 years. I can hardly believe that. God, isn't time bizarre? It's so bizarre. So does everybody feel like they know how to figure out the composite card and then what I call the payoff card? Your card plus the composite value, their card plus the composite value. Each has a different payoff. And as we saw at the beginning, sometimes they can be incredibly interconnected. Her composite ends up being his sun card. His composite ends up being his planetary ruling card. Yeah, intense. Okay, so I'm going to close it up there. I'm sorry that I was late, but it didn't seem to matter too much. I wanted to share a video with you guys. Okay, I'm not going to post a link because I don't know how to do that shit. So I'm just going to show you the video that somebody sent me today about, okay, so I've talked about the energies, okay, how days, quiet, don't hate advertisement. Okay, this was it. Cosmic energies of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, this is Maria. this, this is the video. This is Maria, is the name of the channel, and it's about the energies of the days of the week. Can you see that? So if you put that in the browser of YouTube, you might come up with it. So you have your own personal planetary relationship to the days of the week. Like today is Uranus for me because my birthday was on a Sunday this past year. So Fridays are Uranus. Since I figured that out, I'm like, okay, you never know what's going to happen. on a Friday, just go with it. And I had a massive muscle spasm and I was 2 hours late to do this. And so, because I've decided to let go of whatever happens on Fridays, I can roll with it. But you also have cards that go with, like, so I just kind of made a list of, okay, these are the Uranus cards in my hand this year. So these cards are going to be activated on Fridays. And I have a 7 of clubs and something else, which is really stimulating for information. But my guides were just like, pay attention to this Wednesday. So Wednesday is miércoles, which is obviously Mercury. And she's like, it's the logos, it's divine truth. It's like, she kind of added this Jupiter energy to Wednesday. And I really got it. And I felt like my guides were trying to say, that's the day that you should. And I can't figure out what it was I was supposed to be doing. I think I'm going to keep doing these on Friday, but it was a good day to plan and vision and kind of, yeah, Mercury is about planning, but it was like truth and consciousness kind of. Oh, really? Oh, that's so good. Then I'll subscribe to her channel. So I've got it up. Subscribe. Yeah, she has a real kind of French Canadian accent. Yes, this was so much fun. Full moon. It's a full moon, honey. Going out to dinner with friends tonight. I love you.
Me too.
I'm good. The spasm went away. Can you text them? Yes. Okay.
Well, do they know? Did they expect us anyhow? You didn't say.
I didn't say anything.
So we're good. And it's at 6.
6:15, I think. Check the thread. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Probably next Friday, if not before. You too. Have a beautiful day. And I'm going to put all these hearts in here because you guys do. Yeah. To you. Okay. And if you're curious about what I have to say about your card, go to itiskismet.com. It's in the description below. And either you can buy a full report, a full kit, which we call the player's guide, how it's like a coaching manual for being you, how others might see you, how you experience yourself, tasks, things you should think about, or just the report. And there is like a paragraph there that's for free. So that's my little business plug. Everyone have a beautiful day. Thank you for participating. This was a very sweet group. Bye.